from LALATE News Headquarters in Santa Monica, this is Mornings LALATE.
It's a major morning on Mornings LALATE. If you missed the breaking news last night, we went to our 14th category of forced stimulus checks in every U.S. state. Yes, there is now 14 categories, 100 to 200 checks, $100 to $200,000 of forced stimulus in every U.S. state. In this recording, we're going to go over those two new categories released and detailed on Evenings LA last night. Shocking details across the board. Great news for you. And breaking news minutes ago, with one of the component parts that can impact your benefit, Lyft, if you're on SSI, SSDI, Social Security, and Railroad benefits, is released. And we'll go over what it was. It is fascinating. And the week is just heating up. What else happened minutes ago? The August payroll was released, and did non-farm payrolls raise or fall? It's important because it impacts your benefit, and in there was also the unemployment rate. Did more people get unemployed last month, or did they grow? Well, the latest details across the board. Then when we jump into the earnings recession, more companies reporting. Did they miss or fall? The latest on that one as well. And we'll be cutting back to that lifetime of stimulus and why your benefits are going up so much if inflation's component parts are still going higher. But the big news today, of course, is the two new categories of checks debuted last night in prime time on this channel. Check N and category of stimulus O. That's stimulus N and stimulus O that joins A, B, and C. Passed by the President of the United States in the month of March. Views are beginning ever since. And then E through K passed by Congress no less than 2 Saturdays ago. L and M debuted by me last week, and N and O debuted last night. Wow, that is 14. You heard me right. 14 categories of stimulus checks. 100 to 200 checks for you to get. $100 to $200,000 across the board. Oh, it's a big morning. We have a lot to go over. We're going to go over all those incredible checks. You become a member. Purple Hawk, Purple Power Casino VIP. Stay the second half as we go over all those incredible checks. It's a big morning. The toast is toasting, the butter is buttering, the coffee is brewing as Mornings LA gets underway, starting right now. About it. It's a beautiful day. Well, it's a little bit too hot, though, but it's September 2nd, 2022, from the shores of Santa Monica, California. Hope you're having a beautiful day, and I'm glad you're with me. It's Labor Day weekend, and I will be with you every day this weekend. And boy, the breaking news coming in minutes ago is shocking. It is a September 2nd recording. The non-farm payrolls released minutes ago. The unemployment rate released minutes ago. More corporate earnings, and then the housing data. Boy, we got a lot in today's recording. Oh, my goodness. But the great news detailed last night on this channel that broke last night was category stimulus N and O. We're now at 14 categories of stimulus checks. 100 to 200 checks across there, and $100 to $200,000. It's in every U.S. state. You want to get this money, go on the video, become a member. Stay the big second half as we go over all this incredible stimulus. What a big day it is. Plus, we'll be cutting back to that lifetime of stimulus in just a second. But first, I want to start with that major story that came in just minutes ago. The non-farm payrolls. This is the number of jobs created in the U.S. economy. This is the Joe Biden number. Every time the number is good, he wants to take credit for it. So where is he today? Because it's not a particularly good number. In the month of July, we had 526,000 jobs we created. How many jobs we created? Private sector, 526,000 in the month of July. So did we do another 500,000 today? No, we did not. We did a smaller 350,000 jobs for the month of August. So these 350,000 jobs down from July of 526 and even lower than Wall Street's estimate for today of 318. But the other number that was in there that is also very compelling is the unemployment rate. Remember, the White House has been parading those economic advisors, and analysts have been coming out trying to tell you there's no recession because of the lowest unemployment rate since 1969. Well, no more. Because the lowest unemployment rate since 1969 is now gone. It climbed to 3.7%, the unemployment rate in the United States, up 2/10 of a percentage point, and higher than expectation is the breaking news minutes ago for September 2nd, 2022. And who told you first it was going to happen? I did. Because in a recession, labor falls apart at the end of recession, not the start. And this is the start of falling apart. Real wages now, this is a shocker. It's great news for you if you're on benefits, SSI, SSDI. Wages, salary rose month to month and yearly rose 5.2%. Why is that big news for you? Let's jump right into that. I'm going to go a little bit out of order, but I'll come back to this report in just a second. This is big news for you because your benefits go up if inflation goes up. And your benefits stay really high if inflation stays high. And what is one of the components to inflation? As you've been taught by me over the last few weeks, yes, salaries. Salaries. Salaries like rent, like milk and eggs, like gasoline are part of the CPI. And the salaries rose month to month. This is a big shocker. We'll go back into this analysis in just a second, but the data on the salaries they rose about a third percentage point compared to the prior month and 5.2% year to date. Where are most of those jobs created in the payrolls released today? The highest number were business services, professional business services, followed by health, and then followed by retail. The analysis. That's the data and then the analysis. But I love this quote by Michael Arone, a chief investment strategist at State Street Global Advisors. One of the best quotes I've seen in a long time. He said there's something for everyone in this report. What does that mean? Someone can take the data and go one direction with it and another direction with it because the data means different things to different people. And then we had Liz Ann Saunders, chief investment strategist, Charles Schwab, says this could very well be a recession if you don't see the kind of carnage the labor market is most likely in a recession. And then we go back to Arone, who says the report today was not strong enough for the Federal Reserve to be more aggressive in rate hikes and then not weak enough to slow them down. I love his comments. So what does he basically say? The data means different things to different people. One person could say it's a great report, another person could say it's a weak report. All that analysis in just a second. But I want to go right into your raise of your benefits. This is really big because remember, your benefits go up higher if the data goes higher month to month. And we had said on this channel over the last few weeks, milk and eggs flat are going higher. Rent flat or about the same, flat basically. And then we said salaries flat. Well, we were wrong. Salaries went up month to month. So this is great news if you're on SSI and SSDI because there's more indication your benefits are going to go up. We'll go over that more in a second. And this, my friends, is why you have to get a fourth stimulus check in every U.S. state. Did you miss the breaking news last night in prime time? The breaking news in prime time is that 2 new categories of stimulus were debuted on this channel last night. They are check N and O. Been with this channel for a while? Well, let's start with those first 3 categories of checks. The first 3 categories of checks were debuted on March. Recordings on this channel, because they were passed in March by executive action, about $100,000. So checks A, B, and C. About $100,000 for you, passed by executive action of Joseph Biden in the month of March. Executive action. And you qualify for A, B, and C, these first 3 checks. How do you get them? You go into the video, join the channel, become a member, Purple Hawk, Purple Power, and Calcino VIP. And in the big second half of this recording, we're going to go over all these incredible checks. You stay with me. We're going to go over those big checks. Those were the first 3 categories of checks. Then we had Congress 2 Sundays ago pass checks E through K. We're going to go over those checks in just a second. Last week, I found for you, because I'm always finding checks for you, because that's my dedication to you, I found checks L and M. And now, last night in prime time, I debuted stimulus items N N-O, brand new. Imagine a month ago, you may have been a member, you just had 3 stimulus checks. Tonight, today, this morning, you now have 14 categories of stimulus, not 3, 14, that yields 100 to 200 different possible checks and 100 to 200,000 dollars across the board. That's why you want to become a member. Stay a member. Stay the second half as we go over all these incredible checks for you one at a time. Now, this August payroll number is not among the only data that was released today. The other major story that came in minutes ago was the housing market. The housing market data that came in today was just shocking. And that housing data, what did it basically say? It says that this housing market's falling apart faster than we thought. Yesterday, in this broadcast, I ran a report where someone said, yeah, existing home sales are down. Yes, new home sales are down. Yes, builder confidence is down and no one's building. But the prices of homes is sustaining. The prices of homes are not dropping. That was Thursday. Today is Friday. And they're falling like a brick. They're falling like a brick. And I told you they would. Let's go over the data right now. This came in minutes ago. September 2nd, 2022. This is breaking news. 1 in 5 home sellers, that's 20% of the entire market, is now dropping their selling price. So 20% of sellers are dropping their price. Moreover, homes in the month of August sat on the market, did not sell longer. How much longer than a year ago? How much longer? 5 days longer. Even worse, the median price of homes in the month of August is down. Sit down for this one. This is really shocking data. Down 42%. The price of homes selling in America is down 42% since 2019, right before the pandemic, and down 14% compared to last year. OMG. So why do we know this is going to happen? It's pretty obvious. This is what happens in housing bubbles. The existing home sales down, the new home sales down. And then people were saying, oh, but the prices of the homes are still really good. No, because ultimately what happens is that you may have a house on the market for sale for 1 day. It doesn't sell. Then homes are averaging 5 days and they're not selling. Then they're on the market for a month. They're not selling. The time they're on the market grows, it increases. We had that data right today. Then when they're on the market, they're not selling. Then what do? They drop the prices. We had that data today as well. 20% of home sellers are dropping the price. Then, when that still doesn't deliver the sale, when the house still does not sell, then this inventory increases. They have slashed the price further. It's 2 months. And then what happens? Foreclosure. And then another foreclosure. And then another foreclosure. And the housing market collapses. And we thought this was going to be a few months out. It's 1 day later. It's 1 day later. It's quickly happening and quicker than we ever thought. That's a housing market. This, my friends, is why I have to get a forced stimulus check in every U.S. state. The housing market is the first collapse of this recession. And the labor today is a second collapse of the recession. Joe Biden was parading those economic advisors just 5 days ago, saying it's the lowest unemployment rate since 1969. No, because it falls apart, the labor rate, as the recession grows. And as businesses say, wait a second, we got to cut costs, then they start to fire people. Well, there went the labor rate. It grew today. It will grow next month. It will continue to grow. Now, what happened with the jobless claims yesterday? They did fall from a whopping 260, but they're still up from the month of April. They are up from 144,000 jobless claims, new jobless claims, in the month of April to what was yesterday, 232. So it is a drop. And it's the best number since June, but it ain't the best number but it's still considerably higher since the month of April. Where do you see other data today? In the earnings reports. And we're going to go over those in a second, but this is why you have to get a forced stimulus check in every U.S. state. We now have 14 categories of checks. We now have 100 to 200 checks. We now have $100 to $200,000 possible for you. You're not going to see this anywhere else because they don't really care about you. They never cared about you. They don't research it. And I found L and M last week by researching. I found N and O yesterday by researching. I found E through K 3 weeks ago by researching. And if you don't put the research in, then you're not going to find it. You don't have to research it. I find it for you. Become a member, Purple Hawk, Purple Power, Casino VIP, and we'll go over all these incredible checks in the big second half. But here's what you need to know is that this money is there, and it's been there for A through C since March, E through K for 3 weeks ago, and now these new items just days ago. But you don't want to wait. You want to get this big sums of money right today. Let's go into the other items that are really making news today, and that is your raise of your benefits. Your raise of your benefits are definitely going up. Why? Because inflation's so hot. But if inflation now gets that raise of the wages, if salaries went up in the month of July to the month of August, well, wait a second, that is not part of the equation that we thought. We thought it was flat. And this is great news for you and your benefits. Let's go to the calculation right now. Your benefits are going up a lot. This is you if you're on SSI, SSDI, Social Security, and railroad benefits. You. And it's the largest lift of a generation. It's a lifetime stimulus. So if your benefits go up 10% this year, it's not just this year, it's a lifetime. But to determine how much your benefits are going up, we're looking at inflation. That inflation gauges how much your benefits going up. And it's a component part called the CPI and its subsection CPI-W. What has it been doing? In the May, it really surged higher, the CPI, how much you pay for goods, Consumer Price Index, 8.6%. June went to a whopping 9.1%. Ouch. Great news for you and your benefits. And so we want to see the July data because your benefits are going up a lot. And what happened with that July data? 8.5%. So it cooled a little bit, but when you look at the component parts, they were still going up. And that was August 10th. And what do we see at that time? Salaries were going up, rent had gone up, and that milk and eggs had gone up, but gasoline had gone down. So we wanted to see some sort of indication what would be happening right now. Well, we had the Personal Consumption Expenditure Index, we had the PPI, but you and I were just basically looking at the data and experiencing live. And we saw milk and eggs about the same. Yeah, about the same. Jump in the live chat. Same or higher or lower. Milk and eggs, in my opinion, were about the same. The rent, about the same. But today on Afternoons LA, I'm going to say, I really wanted to have some rent data because maybe the rents are going up. I mean, maybe they are going up. And that's great news for you, for your benefits, because rent is 30% of the CPI. And then just yesterday, I said, well, the salaries, they're about the same. I mean, they're not dropping. They're about the same. Well, clearly, we underestimated that because the breaking news today is that the salaries are going up. And they went up about 1/3 of a percentage point in the last month. Wow. There you go. So maybe the rent is going up. And so let's go back to your benefits. It's you if you're on SSI, SSDI, same, all of your benefits. Direct deposit, otherwise the mail, everyone is going to get the same percentage raise. Some of you 5,000, some of you less, some of you more. Why? Because your benefits are tied to something called COLA, Cost of Living Adjustment, determined by 3 months of data, July, August, and September. The July release August 10th. The next August data released September 10th. And what did the Seniors League, when looking at the data through July, say back on August 10th? 10.1% raise is what they said based upon that July data released August 10th. Well, if you now see the salaries are going up, we need to see this rent. Is this rent going up? Maybe it is. If the rent is going up, then maybe the component parts are going up, and maybe the Seniors League is very, very undervaluing this, and that your raise of your benefits is even more. I'll have more about this tonight on Evenings LA. This is why you have to become a member. Purple Hawk, Purple Power, Casino VIP. Go under this video, become a member, and get these incredible sums of money across the board. One of the benefits of becoming a member, of course, is the membership newsletter. That is where you apply for these 14 categories of checks, A through O. You apply for those incredible checks in the membership newsletter. Now, another benefit of the membership newsletter is the worksheets. The worksheets are in the membership newsletter down around the 3rd page. Again, where are the worksheets? 3rd line, I should say, down on the 3rd line. Again, where are the worksheets? In the membership newsletter, around the 3rd line. And here they are. It's a PDF you can print out for your cell phone or computer, or download and take notes on another piece of paper. What do we know about inflation today? Well, there you go. Key component to inflation is salaries, and they went up in the last month. real big shocker. We did not see that coming. Up 3 percentage, of a third of percentage point. Recession, we're clearly in a recession, 2 negative quarters of GDP growth, and the housing recession really bad today. We'll have more about that tonight on Evenings LA in prime time. Labor, also afternoons LA, brand new show at 3 o'clock. Labor, there you go. Jobless claims falling, but the unemployment rate going up. That's what's going to happen. Unemployment rate's going to continue to go up because labor falls apart in recession later on. And the Federal Reserve, I don't think I'll have time in this recording, but I do on the afternoon show at 3 o'clock, and I will definitely have it on the 5 o'clock show on evenings. Federal Reserve is going to do 75 basis points until they get inflation to 2%, and I've been saying to at least December. Wall Street's been betting against that, and that's why Wall Street is losing its shirt. Federal Reserve has made it very clear, and we had those comments by Loretta Mester this week that basically said sometime is not a month. And we had John Williams, Jay Powell, all saying, listen to me. We're not doing this for 1 month and changing our mind. And Mester make it very obvious. But you and I knew this. Inflation with the Federal Reserve has been a battle since January. And how much have they gotten with it? They've gotten inflation down 0.5 percentage point in now 9 months. 0.5 percentage point in 9 months? And they want to get it from where? 8.5% where it is right now to 2%? They got 6 percentage points to go, and they've only gotten down 0.5 percentage point in 9 months. Do you think that's going to be done by December? Of course not. Of course not. And that's why Mester's comments are so important. And the next page of the worksheet is so hideously important. A longtime viewer, Dragon, got 143,000 plus from this channel in the last few days. Margaret got another money for her utilities. Lingland got 12 months of utilities. She also got some rent. A viewer got 14 months of rent. Another viewer got 14 months of rent. Another viewer got 12 months of utilities. And Spelly got check A and check C. And a viewer out of Florida got 80 to 100 checks. This is the page you want to keep track of. It is the second page of the worksheet. Let's go over those checks. Check A is one category, one check. So 1 and 1. Check B and check C are each one category, but upwards of 80 to 100 checks in there. And for the case of check C, you're going to have 12 places to reach out to. Wow. Check E through K are 1 and 1. One category, one check. L and M are one category for M, and L is 1 and 1, but M is lots of checks. N and O are both stimulus. We'll feature them big in the second half of this recording. Then, what did that one viewer out of Florida do? She forgot that she had filled out that second page, and she got contacted by her state of Florida, and she got approved for check B, and she got 80 to 100 checks. It's incredible. 80 to 100 checks because she got her mortgage and her utilities, which is about 5 checks times 18 months. Wow. Incredible details across the board. You want to become a member. Go on this video, become a member. Purple Hawk, Purple Powercast, VIP. And the big second half, we're going to go over all these incredible checks. Now, brand new, 14 categories of stimulus. 100 to 200 checks is coming up in the big second half. I'll be back with you in 60 seconds as Mornings LA continues on air.
If you want money right now, not 5 days from now, and not 5 weeks from now, then reach out to the community page. The volunteers can help you find that money for rent and utilities. That's at news.la.com/community. The community page features a series of volunteers who are viewers like you. They can help you find rent, utilities, SNAP, food benefits, mortgage assistance, and help you with eviction moratorium questions as well. Their Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram individuals reach out to them and indicate the city and state you're from, and they'll get back to you shortly. That's a community page. Volunteers working for you, viewers helping one another. Stay with LA for more. Join LALATE Daily for the excitement of the new LALATE live daily. The excitement starts on Mornings LALATE at 9 a.m. Home LALATE returns at 11 a.m. daily. And then afternoons LALATE at 1 p.m. Join us daily as the excitement continues live from Santa Monica on LALATE.
And the excitement continues in a big, bold, beautiful second half for September 2nd, 2022. Hope you have a beautiful week. And I will be with you all weekend long from the shores of Santa Monica, California. The surf is up, and so is the stimulus. If you're at the beach, you can watch me on your phone. You can take me on the road on your cell phone. Tune in. I will be recording because there is so much breaking news. Did you become a member during the commercial break? Hope you did. You want to get all these incredible checks across the board. Go under this video and become a member. Stay a member because we were just 30 days ago with 3 checks, and now we have 14 categories of checks. 100 to 200 checks. Yeah, as I find more checks, you want to pounce. Become a member and stay a member. Purple Hawk, Purple Power Casino VIP. Let's go over all these incredible checks starting right now. Check A is a $6,500 to $12,000 for stimulus check in every U.S. state. Single individual, $75,000 last, go get it. Married couple, $150,000 last, go get it. How do you get it? You go under the video, become a member. Purple Hawk, Purple Power Casino VIP. Go down the membership newsletter. Delivered to members Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time via the YouTube alerts. Hear that again, YouTube alerts, not the LALATE alerts, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So you find check A, click the link and go get it. This is a check that Spella got. Wow, great news. Check B is the viewer out of Florida. She got 80 to 100 checks for this. Single individual, $75,000 less, go get it. Married couple, $150,000 less, go get it. How do you get it? Go into the video, join the channel. Welcome to the 100 new members yesterday. You want to become a member to this channel because this is the channel that finds the money for you. You ain't going to see this anywhere else. No one else cares about you. They don't do the research. They just regurgitate, whatever they can find and talk about Kim and Chloe. Go on to the video, become a member. Purple Hawk, Purple Power Casino VIP. Then go down to find check B and pounce. My goodness, check B and A, that's $100,000. We're just getting started. You're going to go get check C. This is for rent, utilities, mortgage assistance, more. This is why Lynn Glenn got 12 months of utilities plus some rent. This is why 2 viewers got 14 months of rent. Another viewer got 12 months of utilities. You want to go down on the video to become a member, join the channel, and then when you get that newsletter, go down to check C. It tells you who to call, what to say, and how to say it. And it's not going to tell you one place. It's going to tell you 12 places to call. 12 places to call to get possible 80-plus checks for Check C. Wow. That's why this channel's viewers have been winning so long, because this Check C predates even second stimulus. Let's look at some success stories over the years. For the last 2 years, this channel's been around. From Richard to Elizabeth, $30,000 for rent. You want to get it? Go get it. Utilities. We have Lynn Glenn, who got 12 months of utilities. And look at these people. Here's Mark. His brother-in-law got $15,000. And then Snap. His brother-in-law's getting $250,000 over 10 years. And then here's combinations. Like Lynn Glenn, she got rent and utilities. Here's combinations. Niece, who was at $23,000, then she went to $50,000. Mark was at $32,000. Then he went to $166,000. Because he got lots of other items. Just incredible. He went to this graphic, then he went to 166. Lorraine, who's always in the morning show live chat, she went from 105 to 150. There you go. That is the wonders of check A, B, and C that have been lost since the month of March, and Purple Hawks have been getting it ever since. But 3 Sundays ago, Congress passed the next 6 categories of stimulus. Checks E through K. And they're in the membership newsletter, down together, in the middle. Check E through K. Let's go through them right now. E is $7,500. Wow. Then F is $4,000. Then G is a beautiful 30% off. H is $2,000. I is $8,000. J is $8,000. And K is $14,000. My goodness. Last week, I was looking for more stimulus for you, and I found it. Stimulus items debuted last week are items L and M. L and M. L is one item. It's about $100,000. Yes, you heard me right. About $100,000 on average of loan interest-free money. Wow. And then M is several items. About $4,000 of grants-free money for closing cost assistance on a purchase of a home. The first L is for the home, and M is also for the home. About $4,000 in closing costs. Then, Last night in prime time, I debuted the new stimulus items on this channel. Stimulus items number 13 and 14. And they are N and O. N is free internet or discounted internet. And then you want a new tablet, you want a new desktop, you want a computer. Well, they're going to give you they're going to give you a one-time discount of up to $100. And guess what? A lot of tablets are really good under $100. So this is a great program. That is stimulus number N. And then debuting last night is stimulus number O. One major bank is launching a 0 down payment, 0 closing costs mortgage. Yeah, you heard me right. Every time I look at that, I have to say it again. I'm like, really? Yes, really. That is not a misprint. 0 down payment, 0 closing costs for a purchase of a home, for a mortgage. My goodness. That, my friends, is stimulus A through O. And yes, this is why you want to become a member and stay a member. To repeat, a month ago, we had just A through C. Today, we have 14 categories. Not 3, but 14. And 100 to 200 checks, $100 to $200,000. You want to stay a member, become a member, and stay and make sure you renew your membership across the board. The other major story heating up today, of course, is that Fed and their actions. The comments by the people today are sort of indicative of what's going on. They heard the farm payroll number this morning. And like that analyst said, everyone's going to take the number and go one way with it and another way with it. And this is why the Fed governors were not happy. They were not happy because it started with them saying, listen, this is what we're going to do. Wall Street ignored them. Then Jay Powell saying, let me be a little bit more direct with you. Basically, you're not listening to us. And then we had Williams, and then we had Mester saying, listen, when Jay Powell says for some time we're going to be doing these interest rate spikes, that sometime does not mean one more month. And that sometime does not mean 2 more months. Well, I've been saying they're going to do 75 basis points through now in December at least to get to 2%. They're going to stay with us to get to 2% inflationary rate. But then Mester said, sometime could take you into next year. Now, this should not be a surprise to you because if they've only got inflation down 0.5 percentage point, in 9 months, and they got to do 6 percentage points, do you think they're going to get it in the next few weeks, next few months? No. And that's why Mester says sometime may take us into 2023. This, my friends, is why I have to get a forced stimulus check in every U.S. state. You cannot take analysis that is not based upon true data. You cannot take analysis that twists the data. The White House has been doing that. Wall Street has been doing that. And the White House has been parading that economic advisor saying there is no recession because of the lowest unemployment rate since 1969. We'll kiss that analysis goodbye because that is no longer true. Because that unemployment rate will fall apart. That's what happens in recessions. Labor falls apart progressively. Remember yesterday, that analyst saying, well, the housing market's really good because home prices are still sustaining themselves. Well, that false narrative, that false analysis didn't even last 24 hours. 20% of all sellers are now cutting their prices on homes. Ultimately, you lead with data. That's why I'm data dependent on this channel. I give you the data. That's why I always give you the stimulus. I find the stimulus for you, item after item after item, and you go get it. I give you the data so you understand where this economy is and where it's going. It's so important to know the data because when you know the data, you're ahead of the ball game. If you're watching this video when it airs live, it'll next take you into the noontime show at 11 a.m. And then we have a brand new afternoons LATE show at 3 o'clock. We have an evening show at 5 o'clock. From the shores of Salamanca, California, stay cool. The toast is toasting, the butter is buttering, the coffee is brewing. Maybe iced coffee for this weekend. Stay with me all weekend long. I look forward to seeing you Saturday, Sunday, and Monday because I will be recording with you as well. So much stimulus. Stay informed, stay focused, and stay with LA for more.